Good morning, students. You are welcome once again to mathematics class. I believe you had a wonderful day and a wonderful time in the previous class. In the last class, we discussed about formulae, and we only talked about the part of substitution. My name is Ilesomi Tokpe. I'll be taking you through change of subject. This is a continuation of where we stopped in the last class. Okay. Now, before we move to what we have for today, let's look at the correction to all the exercises that was given in the last class. Now, if y equals 5 minus x, find the values of y when x is 1, 2, 3, up to 9. Okay, I will just solve this using my table of values. Okay, I'll solve it using my table of values. And how do I do that? Let me just put it here. I will not be doing, put S, put Y. I think by now I should be able to go about those things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Wow. This, and this. Oh, sorry. Don't mind my table. Okay. Now, what is the equation? Y equals 5 minus x. Okay, put when x equals 1. What do you have? You have 4. When x equals 2, you have 3, 2, 1, 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. Okay, that's all. A gas at a temperature of theta degrees Celsius has an absolute temperature of Tk when T equals theta plus 273. Find the absolute temperature when the temperature is what? 36 degrees Celsius. Then find the temperature in degree when the absolute temperature is 400 Kelvin. This is just like example 1 that we solved then. So if you follow very well, let's solve it now. A equals T plus theta plus 273. Okay, what is your theta? Theta is 36. Just put it there. 36 plus 273. That will be T equals, okay, add this together. That will give us 309. If I'm not mistaken, that should be 309 Kelvin. So question B part says, when you have 400, that is 400 equals theta plus 273. That means your theta is 400 minus 273. That should give you 123. 123 degrees Celsius. That's the answer. Okay, I believe there is no mistake at all. 9. Okay, this is 10, 3. Okay, that was correct. Okay, 123. Oh, sorry, there's a mistake. This will be 127 rather, not 123. It should be 127. Should be 127. This is 127. Okay, let's move to the next one. Two quantities x and y are connected by the formula y equals 7 minus 9x. Find the value of y when x equals 0. Find the value of x when y equals 0. Okay, the first thing first is write out the formula y equals, I think, 7 minus 9x. Okay. Now, find the value of y when x is 0. When x is 0, 7 minus 9 multiplied by 0. That is what? 7. Then find the value of what? Of x when y is 0. Put y equals 0 here. Now we have y equals 7 minus 9x. That will be 0 equals 7 minus 9x. That will be 9x equals 7. That means x equals 7 over 9. Okay? I think that's all. Wow, that's all. Okay? Now, let's look at what we have for today. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to understand, substitute values in a formula. We've done that in our first class. Then you must be able to change subject of a formula. Then you must be able to interpret word problems relating to change of what? Of formula. Change of subject. What is the meaning of change of subject? That is, making a particular value the subject of the relation. But let's look at what we have here. The letter I is the subject of the formula. I equals PRT over 100. What does that mean? The subject stands on its own. Its value can be found directly by substituting the values of the other letters in the formula. What does that mean? That is, if you have the values for PRT, just put it. It stands alone. That means I equals what? Anything that you have for PRT and you put it, it's going to give you what I is. Now, I is standing on its own, makes it the subject of this formula. Then, you can make P. That is, P will be standing alone. It will not be attached to any other thing. It will be standing alone. That is what we talk. That's what we say. Making it or making a particular letter a subject of the formula or of the relation. That is, that particular letter must be standing alone in the formula, in the equation, because equations is a formula, as we studied in our last class. Okay? Now, it is often necessary to change the subject of the formula. This means to rearrange the order of the letters in the formula so that one of the other letters become the subject. I think I've mentioned that. Okay, let's say we have y equals x over a. I want to make x. Cross multiply. So there are many methods that you can use. Either you add, or you subtract, or you cross multiply, or you divide. That is x equals what? Ay or ya. Any other. So that is just an example of that. Now, note, to change the subject of a formula, things that you need to note. Number 1, treat the formula as an algebraic equation. Treat it as an algebraic equation. And what's the meaning of an algebraic equation? Means an equation of letters. That is the meaning of algebraic equation that contains letters. Now, that is number 1 thing. Then number 2, you must solve the equation for the letter which is to be the subject of the formula. Some might take a rigorous step of multiplying, take the square root, square both sides, cube both sides, but the equation must stand alone. That is your aim. That is what you are looking for. That equation, that letter that you want to make as a formula must stand alone, must stand on its own. Example 1. Make P, R, and T in turn the subject of the formula in I equals PRT over 100. Now let's start with writing out the formula. This is not new to anyone, no, by now. PRT over 100. Now, what is the first step? The first step that you need to take is cross multiply, cross multiply, cross multiply, cross multiply. If I cross multiply, I'm going to have PRT equals 100I. Is that not interesting? That is, I've moved from a bigger problem to a simpler one that is very easy to undo now. PRT equals 100I. Now, what do I want to make? I want to make P. Let's start with P first. I'll start with P. Okay? I want to make P. We have PRT equals 100I. Okay? Now, if I want to make P, that means I want P to stand alone. So every data that is attached with P, I will make sure that I eliminate them. Divide both sides by it. RT. That is P equals 100I over RT. That's all. Now, another part is I want to make R. we have PRT equals 100I. If I want to make R, I don't want P, I don't want T. Divide both sides by PT. That is R equals 100I over PT. The last part, I want to make T. Now I have PRT equals 100I. Divide both sides by what? PR. PR. That is T equals 100I over PR. Don't mind me. You understand? You are following what I'm trying to say. Or better, let me write it clearly so that some will not be confused. Okay. Now, yes, just divide both sides by what? By PR. That means T equals 100I over what? PR. That's all. Okay? I think it's very, very good. Make X the subject of the formula. Make X the subject of the following. That is, in all this, we want to make X the subject of the formula. What do we have in question A? Y equals X minus 9. Y equals X minus 9. Now, make X. I will not write the step for you. I will just mention the step. I will say it, but you write it yourself. Add 9 to both sides. Y plus 9. X minus 9 plus 9. So, this will give me X equals Y plus 9. Yes or no? Yes, because minus 9 plus 9 will give you what? 0. What is in B? N equals 7x. B is N equals 7x. You want to make X the subject of the formula. What do? Divide both sides by what? By 7. That means X equals N over what? 7. That's all. The next question, what is the next question? X over A equals 8. X over A equals 8. What do? You cross multiply. That is X equals 8A. Then we have the next one, second to the last, H over X equals K. H over X equals K. Now, how do you solve this? The first step is you cross multiply. That means H equals SK. Okay? We are looking for what? X. Divide both sides by what? K. That means X equals H over K. Now, pick your pen and paper for me. Make X the subject of the formula here. Oh yeah, do that quickly now. What's the question that we have? Y equals 2x plus, I think it's 9 or, okay, 1. That is 1. You have 1. Okay, do that for me now, please. I'm waiting. Make X the subject of the formula in Y equals 2x plus 1. Make X the subject of the formula in Y equals 2x plus 1. Approach it. It's very, very simple. Very, very, very simple. Very simple. Very, very simple. Okay, don't be confused. Let's do it together. Now, if you want to make x the subject of the formula here, collect the like terms. Make x to stand alone. If I want to make x to stand alone, I don't need +1 here. I want to change. I don't want it here. So add. Okay, you can add -1 to both sides, or you can subtract 1 from both sides. Let's add -1 to both sides. That will be y. Someone will be asking me, how will you add -1 to both sides? Yeah, it's possible. This is mathematics. It's possible. But if you don't want to be confused, just subtract 1 from both sides. So it's still the same thing. So this becomes 0, right? For space, let me do it very well. I don't want to occupy much space. I want to do it. Let me divide this. Now, we have y minus 1 equals 2x plus 1 minus 1. Now, plus 1 minus 1 will give us what? 0. So that means y minus 1 equals what? 2x. I don't need 2x. What I need is x to stand alone. What do? I divide both sides by what? By 2. That means x equals y minus 1 over 2. That's all. That's all. So, very simple. Now, let's go back. Let's have a recap. From question 1, we are making x. Don't forget, these ones, they are not complicated, because we still look at some complicated ones that involves roots, that involves cube, that involves a complex one that we do. This is just a basis. Make x, make y, make this. Now let me give you something to do before we call it a day for this class. Now, from this equation, make y the subject of the formula here. Okay, oh sorry, it's already in y. Okay, this one, okay, make a. We make x here, but you make a. Now, here, you make h. Then, okay, do that for me. We're going to add it. I will add it somewhere here. Okay, just do that for me. Make a the subject of the formula in C. Then make h the subject of the formula in what? In D. In D. Okay, I'll just go to C. What do we have in C? Okay, I want to make a. I believe you are doing something. Make a the subject of the formula here. Make a. Okay, let's start with the first one. We want to make a. Just divide both sides by what? By 8. That is a equals x over a. That's all. The other one, we want to make what? We want to make h. Let's start from here. Do you see now? It's already out. H equals sk. That is from h. Okay, very simple. Now, this is a work to do for you. In each question, a formula is given. In each question, a formula is given. A letter is printed in every type after it. But mine, I'm using a bracket. Make that letter the subject of the formula. If more than one letter is given, make each the subject in turn. Does that one make sense to you? Now, Question 1 says y equals x plus 8. Make x the subject of the formula. All the ones inside the bracket, they are the ones that you will use as subject of the formula in the equation, in the formula. Now, b equals a plus c. Make a and c the subject of the formula. 2x minus y equals d. Make x and y the subject of the formula. That is, you make x first, then later you make what? Y. Just as we did. You go through the last example, what I just did now. That's what you do. You first of all make x. Then from x, you make what? Y. Or you make x first, or you make y first, then x. Either way round. But you must make x and y. Now, this one you must, a equals pi RL. Pi RL. That should be the curved surface area of a cone. Pi RL. You make R and you make L. Then A equals half BH. That is the area of a what? Of a triangle. Make B and make H. Don't be confused. A equals BH over 2. So, you know how to play around with that. So, I'll be expecting this exercises to be submitted to that mail. Then in our next class, I'm going to do the correction and you will understand it better. But I know you should do well. Yeah, I'm expecting more from you guys. That is very good. Now, for your further readings, check your New General Mathematics for book 3, page 53. Your Stand Mathematics, book 3. Then this is a YouTube link. You can use it, watch, and under that you will see some other videos also there that will be of great help. Then Mathematics in Focus for GSS 3. Then the other YouTube link also as well will be of good help. I believe you learned one thing or the other in this class. And I believe all questions has been answered. For further questions and comments and suggestions, just reach me via the mail. So, I remain your friend, Ilesomitope. Stay safe and have a wonderful day. Bye.